Hello there, running-ears. Once again, this is Manny. I wanted to start doing these videos one time a week, and so I'm going to go ahead and and do that because now registration is going on. That means the runs are coming. So today I'm going to focus on Wine Dine, which is coming up, and I know we have registration for the regular marathon next weekend. But one of the most important things of all, and this is one thing that I really, well, you can't skip it, but I urge you to really enjoy this, is the expo. Now, in my last video, I talked a little bit about the expo. So this time I'm going to I'm going to dive right into it, and I'm going to tell you what to expect. Now, what I want to do with these videos, these next few videos, is expectations, what to expect. Because what we did in the past may not happen. So everything that I tell you is going to be what I have experienced. Now, I have been to probably about 20 to 25 expos roughly. So so I kind of have a good idea of what can happen. Nothing is normal right now, and anytime you go to an expo, it could be different. So let's go ahead and dive right into the expo. So as we can see, there's really not much going on right now, but keep a lookout because things can change at any minute. Number one, transportation. So the morning of, and as we just seen, it's going to be a little bit weird because they haven't announced any kind of hours. So usually they open up about 9. If I'm not mistaken, it's 9 a.m. I think till first night is a little bit later. That's Thursday, then Friday, and then Saturday it's going to be a little bit earlier. But they usually open up about 9ish or 10ish. So once they open up, or I should say before they open up, there were going to be shuttles from the resorts sending you to the expo. Now you can also drive there, or you can take an Uber or a Lyft. Now, I don't know if they're going to do this because they kind of started doing this with the parks, where if you drive about an hour before, they won't let you in. So you have to like wait until, and I should say more like an hour and a half, they won't let you in. So I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen, but buses start going there about 45 minutes before they drop you off. And so just be aware that you're still going to have to wear masks to get on the bus, or at least as of now. And with cases rising, it's probably going to continue to happen. So just be aware of that. You have to wear a mask. And again, if you're going to go and park there, they may not let you in right away. Maybe an hour before, I'm guessing. So let's see what they do, but hopefully we get some more information soon. So now the actual expo, it's broken down into 3 different locations. I'm going to go basically in the order that I go. So not everybody is going to do this, but from experience, most people are going to follow my trajectory. So number 1, you're going to go to the runDisney Expo merchandise, and it's specific to that run, most of it, not all of it. And so so when you get there, that's usually the first building on the right as you're walking up, first building on the right before you get to the gates. And I believe there's a stadium in there. And I am going to link some videos afterwards so you can actually see. This was Star Wars in 2019, the expo, and so you can see it because they don't even let us, we're not sitting outside because it can get hot out there, so they let us inside, and they're kind of have in a different room, they have tape on the floor so you snake around all the way around, and then in the next room, and it keeps going, and that line can get very long. And then when they open up the expo, let's say at 9 a.m., we all go in. Now, they do count. So they are going to count the people that are going to go into the expo. So at one point, they're going to just say they're going to cut off. And they're going to say, okay, you're going to have to wait here. And then after a while, they'll say, all right, the next 10 people come in, and so forth and so on. That is normal. I said it in the video before, and I'll say it again. That is something that is normal. They do it. This was pre-pandemic. So expect that to happen. Okay, merchandise. What kind of merchandise can I expect? Well, they're going to be the usual suspects. They're going to have shirts. They're going to have, usually they have bandanas, they have glasses, cups, magnets are safe bets to have. Now, they sometimes have special merchandise. I've been doing these again for over 10 years, and there's been times where I even get surprised. As a matter of fact, last Wine and Dine 2019, I was surprised by this little guy. All of a sudden, this little guy was there, and I said, I gotta have him. So I ended up picking him out, and so now he's sitting right here, and I should actually put him right there. So there's Mickey, Chef Mickey with me. So merchandise, I would keep looking at the blogs because sometimes things get leaked at the last second. Now, one of the things to expect that if you go later in the day, on Thursday, later Friday, even Saturday, they may not have the shirt sizes that you want. They may not have special characters. They may be sold out. After an hour or two, especially if there's something that's limited edition, you may not be able to get it. You will probably be able to find it on eBay shortly after, which I think really, really stinks. But that's the reality. So these are the things to expect. So that way when you go in there, don't get upset. You already know that this is going to happen. So try to, if you have a family member who's going to get there earlier and you want a size large, those are the popular sizes, make sure that they get them right there and then. All right, so also during the expo, once they run out, they will go to the back to get some. Now, what happens is you're going to see a lot of people waiting around that area to get that particular product. This happened to me with this little guy, actually. And so as they were carting up, people were just running over there and grabbing as much as they could. I was lucky enough that the girls saved me one, so I was able to get him BB-8 before. So again, expect that to happen. Expect the unexpected. All right, so now you're done with the merchandise. Now you got to go and get your bib. All right, so there is a different location for the bib. That has, again, been in the past where you go down into ESPN Wilder Sports and you go down to the left. When you go in and get your bibs, there's going to be different lines for a 5K, 10K, half marathon, and the challenges. So if you have multiple people there, make sure they get into their proper line because they're the ones that are going to have your bib. You're going to have to sign off on it, okay? Which means you're going to have a couple of things. Number one is you're going to have your ID. Bring your ID, valid driver's license, a valid ID, something that has your picture on it, or else they will not give you your bib. Number two, you are going to have the waiver. You're going to have the waiver. If you forget your waiver, you can look it up before you go in there, sign one off, and then give it to them. Number three is something to have in case you do want to change corrals. And they're making it harder and harder for you to change corrals. Proof of time. So if you did a half marathon a couple months ago before the run, or if you and I know there's not a lot going on right now, but they're going back a couple years, and you did one and you didn't get the corral that you wanted, take proof of time. I'm going to give you a heads up, and this is expectations again. They are going to battle you left and right to try not to change your corral. So they are going to try their hardest to keep you in the corral that you're in. So expect that they will do that. They're going to give you every argument that you're going to be okay and don't worry about it because of the spacing and so forth and so on. And they're going to do that. If you really, really want it, and especially if you rightfully have proof that you can run that time, then I would say fight for it. All right, so what happens if you have to pick up a bib for somebody else? What I would do is I would contact runDisney before. I've never had to do this, so I have no experience. I have no point of reference when it comes to this. From my understanding is they do have bib pickup the day of the run. So, but that is very, very exclusive. They don't have that many there, but there is a station, I know, the day of the run that you can pick up your bib if you have registered. So be prepared for that. But I would contact runDisney way beforehand and saying, hey, my wife cannot get there on time, but we plan on getting there, race morning at this time. What can we do and so forth. And they'll have some alternatives for you. Number three, the actual expo. The actual expo is usually, if you go straight into Wilder Sports, it's going to be to the right. I think it's called the Johnston's building. And again, I'm going to attach a video so you're going to get to see it. It's massive, huge, huge, huge. And so you actually go in, when you walk in, you look down, and there's going to be a lot of vendors. In the back, that's where you get your t-shirts that they give you that you have bought with your race entry. So you're going to have your bib. They cut the bottom of it off, basically saying you ordered a men's large in my scenario, and then they'll give you that with your bags. They might add a goodie here and there, but that's about it. So now expectations for that particular expo. Now, whenever I've gone, it's very, very intriguing because sometimes there's even an overflow and they have a baseball field, so you've actually seen some vendors there. Because of COVID, I am not sure you're going to see that many vendors. I do not know what they're going to do with this because, especially with cases going up, are they going to limit capacity? Are they going to have a quote-unquote expo. I think they will have some kind of modified expo. I believe they might, say, all right, 20 people go in, and then once these people start coming out, then they're going to let more people in. So then they're spread out. What I would do is start looking at the website. Now, a lot of people ask a lot of questions, and everything's going to be answered in RunDisney. Keep looking at it. As we saw earlier, there's not much information right now, but it says to keep looking. And they will give you information. They will give you times when the expo opens, when it closes, information on how to get there. They're probably going to give you some information on some vendors. That's going to be a good indicator on how it's going to be at the expo, because if there's a ton of vendors, then we know we're going to get a full-fledged expo. If there's not that many vendors, then we're going to get a modified version. My guess is it's probably going to be somewhere in between. But again, going back, the expo is so much fun. Expectations, don't expect it to be like it has been in the past if you've gone. Or when you watch the videos at the end, don't expect it to be like this either. At least not for the meantime. So don't expect the expo to be what it has been in the past, especially if you've done runs. Those of you who have never done a Disney run, you're going to watch the videos. I'm going to attach some videos at the very end. And they're probably not going to be exactly like that. And so just expect a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit modified. And I still think because the cases are rising in Florida, they are going to modify everything. So basically that's going to be it. One last thing. So transportation back is going to be almost the same as transportation going forward. There is bus stations to your resorts. And so you just get on there and then they're going to take you back to your resort. If you park there, it's very easy. You just go back to your car, get it, and you take off. Besides that, if you have any questions, please ask below. Please subscribe to the channel. Let's grow this channel. This is your channel. I am going to try to give you all the information that I can. Now, granted, information changes, and again, I'm giving you information of my previous experiences, so things may change, so just be aware of that. Now, with that said, I'm going to give you one last expectation. Now, I have been seeing a lot of people complaining about Disney is not as magical as it used to be, and they had a picture which was kind of disgusting. Had a trash can that was overflowing with trash, and that hardly happens. Now, expectations are Disney should be clean. Disney has this thing where they're clean freaks and stuff, and it's true. And most of the time that is true. Right now, they are dealing with a shortage of staff, and that is going to probably continue to the RunDisney events. So be a little bit more patient. I'm trying to say just expect to be more patient, and that's okay. Now, you got to remember that most of these people are either staff that are getting paid close to minimum wage, or they're volunteers. So please take that into consideration. If you don't like one of the policies that they have, don't attack them for it. They're just a messenger. The higher ups are over there and they're free from everything. So what I would do is just write to them and actually get groups of people to write to them. But again, putting down somebody because they couldn't change your thing right there and getting angry at them, all you're doing is you're basically attacking the innocent. With that said, I'm going to try to get out a video again next week. Now, I will be at Disney World next week, so look for videos from Disney World. And I would ask you to subscribe to my Run in Ears channel on Facebook. You have to be invited, so please ask to be invited. And we will be going down there. We will be going live there, but we're going to be going live there anyways during the runs, which is coming in about 3 months. So with that said, I'm just going to say thank you very much. I appreciate you guys coming and watching and staying with the channel. Please subscribe. Please tell your friends about it. Let's get viewership up and create a magical day. You are going to let us in the expo. That was actually pretty bad. Let's see if I can get him a second time.
What airline do you fly? What airline do you fly?
Southwest.
Yeah.
The best. You will let us in the expo.
Oops, sorry. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Good.
So 5K kids races, another 5K. So a lot of 5Kers. We're doing the challenge over here. Ooh, I forgot I gotta get my Kessel thing over here. So I got 2 more lines to go into. So this is the Expo BFF over there, which I own. Oh, there's Jeff Galloway. Let's go talk to Jeff. Right, now leaving the Expo. Hi, Expo. And back to the hotel, get everything ready. Have a great race.